We are the Bullock family, your missionaries to Spain, serving on the island of Mallorca in the Mediterranean Sea. 4.5 years ago, we loaded 14 duffel bags on a plane and moved our family to the city of Palma, a city of 400,000 people.
After serving with my father-in-law in Mexico for 8.5 years and learning the Spanish language, we felt God leading us somewhere where there was no other independent Baptist church or no other independent Baptist missionary, and that's why we feel like God led us here to Mallorca.
Soon, God led us to a storefront building on the edge of town, and we began to remodel it for our first church location. We personally took on $20,000 of debt to cover this remodel.
For the first few months, it was just the boys and Christy and I on Sunday mornings, and then God started to slowly bring people, and we got to see souls saved. And that first Sunday, I remember we took on our first missionary, as we believe mission is very important. We started soul winning every week, and about 2 years after being here, the Stanley family, Jason and Jessica, came to work with us, and they have been a huge blessing.
About 2 years ago, Marky preached a message on how we serve the God of the impossible. He encouraged each of us to pray for something personally that we thought was impossible. He also led us as a church to begin to pray for our own building, which at the time seemed like an impossibility.
A little over a year ago, we decided to start looking for another building. We had gone to 3 services due to COVID, and it caused some complaints from the neighbors with all the noise on Sunday mornings, and our rent was continuing to increase. And so we decided it was time to start looking for another building. We just assumed probably renting another building, as buying here is impossible. And so we found the option of a rent to own. But the catch was we would need $30,000 to get into that building, along with a good amount of money to remodel it. So we started praying, and Jason and I decided that we would start calling our supporting churches and just see what God would do with this opportunity. Eventually this opportunity fell through, but God just continued to send money for the building, and money just kept coming in and kept coming in.
The miracle God was doing for our little church was unbelievable. During this time, He also allowed us to take on another missionary in a church plant for support.
Eventually God led us to a building right in the middle of town, and we got a really good deal on it, and we were able to pay cash for it, and also had money to start the remodel. During all of this, my family, as a personal prayer request, we were praying that God would send money to pay off the debt that we had incurred on the very first remodel of the building we were renting, and it was about $20,000. And long story short, we ended up having a church send us exactly $20,000, and during this whole process of being able to pay cash for a building, God also sent us enough cash to take care of our own family personal prayer request of paying off this debt.
Twice through the process of buying a building and remodeling, Marky ended up in the hospital for several days. But God gave us the strength we needed, and our church people were faithful and stepped up.
On June 26th, we were finally able to have our building inauguration, and it just lined up right with our 3rd anniversary, and God really worked, and we were able to see 3 people get saved on that Sunday.
God has allowed our little church of 20 to door knock our entire city, and this November we will take on another missionary. God has shown Himself to be the God of the impossible.
Pray with us as we go back. We have had a couple that's been driving 45 minutes every Saturday for soul winning, and every Sunday to come to church. It's completely across the island, and as of now we are the only independent Baptist church on the island, and so we feel like God is leading us to start a church in the city of Manacor, where they are coming from, where they have family that we believe would come to church. And so pray for us as we head back, and we are super excited to see how God will continue to work, continue to do the impossible in our next years here.